Hi, I'm Rachel, and I'm going to talk again about Kaplan University. In my last few days of new experiences with them, I currently now have a balance of $2,634.80. These are for classes that I had to withdraw from, and apparently I, to them, owe half the balance. So I just want to inform the general public on Kaplan University's history. And I will post the references as comments after I'm done. Um, many, many comments, negative comments of Kaplan. I believe I printed out one positive one regarding them. So, there was one posted on May 2nd, 2012. In 2007, my husband thought he was enrolling in Kaplan for online classes. The classes were canceled by Kaplan and he was dropped as a student. He did not attend classes on campus. Funny thing is, Kaplan made the mistake and enrolled him in the on-campus class instead of the online class course. Now, 5 years later, they are consistently calling us, his employment and family members, saying he owes Kaplan. I have tried numerous times discussing it with Kaplan's collection agency, and they have stated to me that he is the one responsible, even though Kaplan made the mistake. Kaplan enrolled him incorrectly, dropped him as a student, never was he able to take the online courses, and they said he is still responsible for paying $3,000. Does this make sense to anyone? Doesn't make sense to me. If somebody makes a mistake, what is wrong with owning your mistake and trying to correct it? Is that not what we try to teach our children? South Florida schools. Kaplan Higher Education settles lawsuit government investigation. It looks like some of the investigation and lawsuits surrounding Kaplan University and its parent company are starting to get resolved. Kaplan Higher Education, which has a large administrative presence in Fort Lauderdale, has agreed to pay $1.6 million to settle a whistleblower lawsuit in two investigations involving the Kaplan-owned CHI institution in Broomall, Pennsylvania. Earlier this month, a federal judge dismissed another whistleblower's involvement in Kaplan-owned school in Nevada. The Pennsylvania lawsuit was filed in 2007 by David Goodstein. That's Goodstein, the former director of education at the Broomall campus. He alleged that CHI made false representation for students and government about a surgical technology program. Kaplan enrolled new students in the program despite an inability to place them in surgical settings, the lawsuit alleged. This led investigations from the U.S. Attorney's Office in Pennsylvania and a program review by the U.S. Department of Education. Kaplan will also pay $473,000 to the U.S. Department of Education. Kaplan will quit enrolling students in the program in 2008, said the U.S. Department intervened solely for the purpose to resolve and dismiss the case, according to the company statement. The agreement does not include any admission of wrongdoing. I'm sorry, but if I'm going to pay all that amount of money To me, it means that they did something wrong, and if I did nothing wrong, I am not going to pay that amount of money. Goodstein is pleased with the outcome. I hope that lawsuits such as this one will not only help to change the behavior of institutions such as Kaplan, but lead to a greater awareness of the public, and especially the potential consumers, of the risk presented by many of these programs. There are still several outstanding lawsuits involving Kaplan, and the company is subject to an investigation from the Attorney General in Florida, Massachusetts, and Illinois. At least 7 other attorney generals are investigating the for-profit sector, but haven't named Kaplan as part of their probe. This person that wrote this, his name is Scott Travis, and this was July 26th of 2011. In August 5th, 2010, Kaplan College in Pembroke Pines suspended enrollment following federal investigations. A second campus in Riverside, California, also put new admissions on hold pending the results of internal investigations. Enrollment for profit colleges has grown from about 365,000 to about 1.8 million in the last few years, federal officials said. In 2009, students at for-profit colleges received more than $4 billion in Pell Grants and more than $20 billion in federal loans provided by the U.S. Department of Education. During its investigation, agents for the Government Accountability Office posed as applicants at 15 randomly selected for-profit colleges. Using hidden cameras, agents also found potential fraudulent practices at unspecific MedVance locations in Florida and one in Washington, D.C. and California. This goes on and on and on. Just trying to show examples of what Kaplan is about. Like I stated in my last YouTube video regarding Kaplan's financial aid department, I am now talking to the ombudsman person. I've never been able to say the word. Katrina, or however she wants to pronounce her name. I realize that she is paid by Kaplan to do her job well, apparently. But again, it's coming back to it being my fault that I withdrew from the class. My last day of attendance was April 2nd at the beginning of the month. Apparently that was too late to withdraw from classes when they notified me 7 days after the beginning of the course that I was approximately $1,500 behind on the current term. Now, I need an official transcript from Kaplan. Well, because they tell me that I owe the $2,634.80, that I cannot have the transcripts so I can show my county worker. I do get county assistance, so I could further my education. I had a car accident, and I went to school for law enforcement, and this is a picture of my law enforcement class. This is a picture of my graduation, or my graduation picture for my law enforcement class. Unfortunately, from the car accident that I had, I cannot be a police officer or do any kind of heavy lifting. And if I do, I could strain the muscle that I ripped in my lower back. So I opted to go to school for criminal justice. and chose Kaplan. And now I realize it seems to just be a nightmare. I have 5 classes left to get a bachelor's in criminal justice and a minor in corrections. And I was having a great time with Kaplan. A couple problems with them giving me the 10% discount because I went to Hibbing Community College, which, mind you, is a wonderful college. Great experience there, and never had a problem with the financial aid. And the other college I went to, Itasca Community College, never had a problem with the financial aid department. The only college that I've had problems is Kaplan University. They are an organized chaos. Nobody knows what's going on. And like I said in my other YouTube video, nobody knows what's going on. Nobody's on the same page. Nobody's on the same chapter. And nobody's reading the same book. So I want to finish my degree. But unfortunately, I don't think I'll be able to do it with Kaplan. But I could also transfer, possibly, my credits to a local university. And yes, they have real people and they don't consistently transfer you, and you can actually talk to somebody. So I have to air my complaint in hopes that something will be done. There was a comment on one of these sites that Kaplan actually resolved the issue. It was the vice president. I cannot find it at this point, but they aired their complaint. The vice president seen it, read it, solved it. And that's simply what I want somebody to do with my issue. So please leave a comment, question, or whatnot. If you need to get a hold of me, I'll throw out my email address in the comment section, or ask for it. Ask for it and I'll send it to you. But hopefully, somewhere, somehow, somebody will see this and understand where I'm possibly coming from, or where I am coming from. And I will do more investigation, research, and post some more YouTube videos about Kaplan University and see if I get maybe a positive break in my complaints. Thank you.